They will get 5 Iranians as well. Yeah, Jackie.
Then why did we need to add $6 billion on top of that?
This is the deal that we were able to strike to secure the release of 5 Americans.
You're asking for 36% pay raises, our reporter just laid out there. Stellantis said they've offered 21%. What are you expecting out of tomorrow's negotiation with them? That seems forward movement.
We've asked for 40% pay increases, and the reason we asked for 40% pay increases is because in the last 4 years alone, the CEO pay went up 40%. They're already millionaires. Right. You know, it's shameful that you know, one of the leaders of one of the corporations sitting in his second home in Acapulco while we're bargaining, rather than being at the bargaining table. And so, you know, our demands are just. We're asking for our fair share in this economy and the fruits of our labor.
So,
look down the road 6 months. Yes, your husband lost his job. That's why you need to sock away some money when he's gainfully employed. Yes, they foreclosed on your home. That's why you need to have a network, a community, right. Friends, family members, money put away.
I got it, but think about
Don't
Adam,
have the kids.
Half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families, have no access to a checking account or an ATM. Things we take for granted. They don't have a check.
What's wrong with them?
And well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
Why do we have them?
A lot of different reasons, but roughly half those families don't. Where do they
why
end
do
up?
Armenians have them?
But where they end up is in check cashing places.
But I want to know why those groups. Why those 2 groups don't have access?
Well, a lot of. Just happens to be that we can
so
talk
they're
about.
Flawed?
This. No, they're hardly flawed, but they're struggling.
Genetically
Folks are making
flawed.
their word. Hardly, not absolutely.
But okay,
not.
so but
absolutely
do Asians
not.
have this problem?
I mean, a lot of communities have. A lot of whites have these problems.
Oh,
but
so that's not just black and Hispanic.
No, but
why did you bring up black and Hispanic?
Because the magnitude is ominous.
But why so many of them?
It just happens to be the
magnitude. That's the way God planned it?
Not at all.
Well, what happened to them?
There are a lot of issues, and that the communities are struggling. A lot
why
of new
are they
immigrants.
Struggling?
A lot of different reasons. Lack of
opportunity.
Have been
here. Blacks have been here longer than we've been here.
Well, we can surmise.
What about Asians? They were put in internment camps.
Yeah, in fact, it all initiated out of San Francisco. And the Chinese Exclusion Act came out of progressive San Francisco.
Are they the check cashing
places? A lot of Asians certainly do.
Oh, so why don't you conclude them?
The only reason why is the magnitude.
There's
the
so
problem,
many more.
The magnitude in percentage.
But there's no way to figure out how that happened.
Africa. We could talk about it. You know what I'm dealing with? I don't want to have a sociological debate.
Sure, why would you?
No, here's why.
Why would you want to do that? Because the person from the Times wouldn't write good things about you if you did that.
No, that's not the case. Because I want to deal with reality. No.
You want to deal with reality.
I want to deal with the reality of people that are struggling. People are suffering. I want to deal with the problems in a pragmatic way.
Why are they struggling and suffering?
I don't want an idea. We can hold hands and surmise about all these underlying reasons.
I don't want to do that. I want to know why they're struggling. Why are they struggling?
A lot of folks are struggling because they can't find jobs.
Why blacks and
because they're working.
Why blacks and Hispanics?
Across the board, all socioeconomic.
Okay, so everybody.
Everybody's struggling.
So Asians are suffering just as much as blacks.
The face of welfare is not an African American family.
So it's Asian, Jewish, it's all of them.
Caucasian. It's a lot of folks
we're all
in society.
struggling.
A lot of folks are struggling.
Okay.
Bing bong bong bing bing bing.
Just what I needed now. A wino and a rhino.
Well, Papa, you gonna help me with this garden now?
Son, I did my part. I got us a scarecrow. This is guaranteed to scare away slugs and snails and birds.
Just remember that the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Hallelujah!
And you remember when you looked in the mirror tonight, the Lord gave you that face and you stuck with it.
I love that. That thing lasts like 4 minutes long, and I can listen to it all day long.
I know, it's funny as hell.
All right, so the way my day's been going, be prepared to start hosting again when my internet dies and blows up in a matter of minutes. So, I'm guessing the sound will be on in about 35 seconds.
All right, well, I hear you now.
Welcome to Monday.
Yes, welcome, people, back for another edition of the Seth Williams Show.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. So where do we start with all that mess? Holy smokes.
What's the Traveling Wilderberries?
That is a kid's show back 20 years ago on like Nickelodeon.
Okay. I don't know where to start with everything. We're gonna talk about the Rock Hall in a little bit. That's
okay. Sure.
I let off real quick. I just want to get into it. Maybe people won't agree with me, but I kind of agree with what France said the other morning about this UAW strike.
Okay.
They're whining and bitching. They want 40% raises. 40% raises.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, me too. That would be nice. This is Chisoka land, where, oh my God, the CEOs are making so much money. The guys that turn the screws on the car should also be making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I hate to tell people it doesn't work like that. It's never worked like that. It's not ever going to work like that unless Biden and people like that keep getting voted in.
Well, and here, I hate to be this guy, but I'm always against the worker on this. Always. As a business owner. And this is as a business owner. Who's giving me money back when I don't have a good month, a good week, a good quarter? I had a shitty week last week at Pinball PA. Like one of the worst that we've had in a long, long time. And you know what? I cannot really go back to my staff and say, okay, guys, why don't each of you give me back like $200 or $300 for the week?
Right.
I can't do that. You know, they'll happily take the money from me, but they always want all of the good, but they want none of the bad. You know, why all of these UAW people, every single one of these union people, I guarantee you, gets free health care. And what I mean by free health care is the company pays for it, or at least a good part of it. Maybe not all of it, but the company pays the majority of the cost.
If you look up their health care, it's very good health care. A lot better than, well, I don't get any right now. And the free crap that I get, from the hospital that I was at, isn't exactly world-class care. No, they're getting good coverage.
Mm-hmm. But where's their responsibility to that coverage? If we're going to play this game of I, as your boss, owe you something, then we're going to play the game. And the game has to be, if I owe you health care, then you owe me getting up every morning and running 6 miles. And you owe me a workout schedule. And you owe me not drinking beers. And you owe me, eating only healthy food and no Big Macs. And, if I'm somehow responsible for your health care, then you goddamn are responsible to me to be healthy. That's how it should be.
Let's just be honest. Triv used to say it all the time, and I always agreed with him. Never worked for a broke person.
No.
One broke person that I'd worked for went out of business, then I had no job.
Yeah.
So there you go. And the union guy says, well, the CEO is sitting in his second home in Acapulco. Okay. How about this? It takes a lot of college. It takes a lot of education. It takes a lot of work to become a CEO of a company like Ford or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm sorry that you didn't do that work. I didn't do that work.
Yeah.
So I'm not a CEO of anything. There's a lot of people out there turning screws at a factory, putting on tires or whatever it is. I hate that you didn't do the work to be a CEO.
Yeah.
These people did. They made a good living. They made a life for themselves. And God bless them. I wish I had a second home in Acapulco. Nobody's going to give it to me for running the Bob France show, producing a show on the radio. Why? Because it's not the corporate job. I didn't go for the corporate job. Mm-hmm. I don't have the education for a corporate job. So you know what? I'm going to make what a producer makes. There is a hierarchy in this country of labor, and then the people that run the labor and the people that own the companies. There's a hierarchy that we go by in this country, and nobody seems to want to follow it anymore.
No, they don't believe. They believe they're entitled to more than they are. They took none of the risk, but they want all of the reward, or a bigger chunk of the reward. Dude, and you know this, the audience probably doesn't know this, but I started a new business within the last, 3 months, I guess it's been now, 4 months. And we're coming up on our first run of payroll. Okay? And it's going to be a significant amount of payroll. It's going to be, five figures easily. of payroll that I have to come up with. I don't have an option. I don't have a fallback. I don't have a, well, it's okay. If I don't have it, it'll get to me somehow. If I don't have it, it's coming out of my personal money. That's just how it works because I took the risk to bring these people on, and I told each one of them, I'll give you this much money if you do this for me. I didn't make any wild dreams about it either, and that's the other part that pisses me off. These fucking idiots in these, especially in the unions, because they're just fucking twat bags. But
this is the dirty show.
It is the dirty show, and you hit on a topic that really bugs me because I hate unions, hate them, and I'll tell you why if you want to know. But
go ahead.
Well,
we got time.
I was in a union, in the Steelworkers Union, when I got blown up, and the lovely people at the Steelworkers Union didn't go so far as to send me a get well card, let alone check on me, let alone check on my family, let alone do all the things that I paid dues every single week for. When I was in need, where were they? They done disappeared. They wouldn't stand up for me. They wouldn't help me with legal representation when I had to sue the company. They wouldn't help me on any level. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're leaning on a union, you can go fuck yourself with a razor blade laden dildo, because I do not have any love for unions. They are terrible. Terrible.
And again, these guys, I looked up the average salary of a guy that is working the assembly line at whatever, Ford or whatever, at a plant in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And they average $52,000 a year.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about highly skilled jobs here.
No.
We're not talking about you have to go to college for, 8 years and get a master's degree in engineering to tighten screws on the line. I understand that it takes some skill, and I respect the hell out of the people that do the job, just like it takes some skill to do what I do. But you can't just walk in off the street and know what you're doing. It takes some knowledge and some training to be able to do it, just like any other job. But you're averaging $52,000 a year. You want a 40% increase on your salary for all of them, everyone, all the workers. I mean, that's a lot of money that all of a sudden are going to have to give, these companies are going to do. And what are they going to do then? They're going to jack up the prices of the cars.
Yeah.
You think they're going to go ahead and take a loss because your sorry ass wants more money? Now what happens?
Yeah,
now people
why
like
would
me, you, and everybody else can't afford a car. We already can't afford the EVs they're going to be pushing on us anyways, which is the cause of this whole thing. But then on top of that, they're going to jack up the prices because they have to pay these workers more.
Why should the CEO of any company have to take 40% less when he took all the risk?
Yes.
I mean, it's about the risk. It's the old saying, risk equals reward. That's why you go into business. Well, I own several companies. I own 3 companies that are legitimately my companies: Pinball PA, Starving Artist, and Aiken IT Services. All 3 of those. And I could tell you for a fact, if I didn't guarantee that I would get the bulk of the reward, I would absolutely be sitting in somebody else's cubicle collecting their money. The reason I stretched out of that was because I didn't want to be a slave. So I chose to do something different. And people have the choice. I have a stupid college degree in theology. That has not helped me with IT. That has not helped me with the pinball business. And it certainly is not helping me find royalties for these musicians. So my degree is useless. So I'm certainly not profiting from it. That being said, I'm a regular schmo. I'm a regular guy that was at the very bottom, burned to a crisp. Life was pretty much considered to be over. And I've been able to build 3 businesses by my work, my risk. And if there's reward to get at the end of this rainbow, I'll be damned if I'm going to try and say, well, let me give more of it away. Let me take less so that you guys that just came on and I made you an offer of how much I would pay you and you agreed to it, now you want more than that. No. Fuck you. Period.
I think that we should unionize in this podcast, and then we can sue YouTube for more money, for any money, and Facebook and Rumble and everywhere that we're broadcasting. We should get a cut of what they have, since we're providing content for their site.
Right.
So we should unionize and stick together on this. I don't know. Maybe unions are a good thing. We can make some money.
Yeah.
But it frustrates the shit out of me because I see this guy from the UAW. He's sitting there and he's saying how much they deserve. And he says, "Oh, they got pay raise. The CEOs got pay raises, and they're going to go on vacations and this and that." Okay, again, what were you doing during college where you decided that you weren't going to go ahead and try to be a CEO of a company? What were you doing when you decided when you were a kid that you were going to go ahead and be a laborer and go ahead and do your thing in the auto industry, but you were going to work on a line somewhere and put together, parts for brakes or whatever it is that you do? Yeah. Why didn't you decide to be something better? We all can't be the CEO of a company, so we're all not going to make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I could have made different choices in my life. I could have been an actor. I'm not maybe good looking enough, or maybe I'm not talented enough to do it. So, but we all make choices in our lives to do what we're going to do, and that's what you stick with.
Right.
Sorry. And I know what a producer what a producer makes in radio. I'm not expecting. When I was working on the damn Triv show, which I love and miss every day, I didn't go in there thinking that I was going to be making as much as Triv did.
Right.
Because it was the Triv show. He was the star of the show. Me and every other producer did a lot of work behind the scenes. Yeah. But he was the star. He was the one in charge. He made more money, and I wasn't jealous of that. I wasn't upset by that. That's the way the game is. And I knew that going in. If I wanted the show money like he got, I should have started my own show.
Yeah.
And hope that I was as successful as he was.
And the other piece to this that we're just politely overlooking, but I'm not going to overlook, you as that producer, this guy at the UAW, the guy that works at your plumber, the guy that works at the Walmart, wherever it is, they agreed to this salary.
Yes.
They went in, the guy, whoever was working at the UAW, at Ford, they said, okay, you put fenders on Mustangs. We pay $52,000 a year for you to put fenders on Mustangs. Do you want that job? Yes, I do. I will sign here. So you agreed to that amount of money. If they never give you a raise, you agreed to that amount of money. If you no longer agree, then beat it.
Find
beat it.
Else.
Exactly.
I mean,
go put them on Camaros or something.
The same thing with the job that I have now. I walked in, I interviewed for the job. They offered a job to me for a certain amount of money. I accepted the job. Yeah. If I don't like what I'm getting paid, don't bitch about it. Either just do your damn job or find something else if that's what you want to do. But I'm sick. It's getting kind of old listening to, unions this, unions that. Fuck you. You were making a lot of money. You're making more money than me. Yeah. Good for you. I could have, again, made that choice to go into that field. I didn't do it.
How much money should the advertising company for Ford make? Because there wouldn't be anybody buying Fords if they weren't running commercials at $2 million a shot on the NFL games. So should they cut those commercials to pay you? And if they do, how many cars will they sell?
I think that the engineers that design the vehicles should be making more money than the guy that sits there, again, putting together the brakes. I think that the guys that came up with everything that run the company should make more money than the workers. Sorry, that's just the way that it is. But not in the society that we live in now. No. Now in Biden-Chiselka world, we live in, everybody should be paid equally. I wish that was the case. Shit, there's a lot of people that work for the companies I've worked for that make a ton of money. And I wish I made their kind of money too, but I don't.
Yeah.
I signed up for it. It's as simple as that.
Well, I mean, by this logic, dude, when you say everybody should, think of what that actually means. The truck driver that brings the gas to the gas station should make 40% more.
Yes.
Because your car won't run without that. The guy that checks the Tesla charging station should make 40% more. because your Tesla won't run if that thing is out of, isn't working. The guy that makes your spark plug tool that hooks to the wrench that goes in and pulls out the spark plug, he should make 40% more, because without good spark plugs, your car won't run.
Now,
this is so dumb.
If I buy a Ford, do I get like a cut of the salary too? Because I'm promoting their company.
Yeah,
by
you're driving
buying a
it.
Ford. I'm driving it.
Yeah,
I should get money too.
yeah. These union guys are so up their own ass that they see the light through their fucking mouth. They suck.
40% more is way out of line, but I do support an increase. Okay, well, what's the increase?
It's fine to negotiate an increase. I don't have a problem with that. But if the company says no, we're not going to do it, then your option is walk away or take what you agreed to. That's it. Enough with this strike horse shit and don't cross the picket line. Shut up. These unions are not your friend. That's the whole myth. They got them convinced that these unions are their friends. The union hasn't been your friend since Jimmy Hoffa. The union is just another organization that is built to steal money from people.
Please look into the tier wage. The companies are screwing the employees. Look, the companies are making money, which is what they've got into business for. And then they have employees. Again, if you don't want to do the job, don't do the damn job.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, here's my tier wage. You signed, so work.
I'll tell you what. If Ford came to me tomorrow and said, hey, look, Seth, our workers are striking. We're going to offer you $55,000 to come in here and do the job that this guy was doing. You know what I would say? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Start sending the checks immediately, because you know what? It's more than what I'm making, and I would love to make it. So I'm happy to go in there and do what you want me to do. There's somebody that you're not irreplaceable, people. I hate to tell you.
No.
Especially you're putting together a car. Again, I respect the hard labor. I respect the work. But there's people that are ready to replace you, just like in any other job.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put this on the screen just so I can disagree wholeheartedly on it. They're not deserving of a pay increase. They're not. They agreed to that salary. If they agreed to it in perpetuity, that's on them. If they agreed that every 2 years that they would have a review and have a wage discussion, then that's on them too.
Well, but see, this is what the problem is with the liberal mentality. The people like, I hate to keep bringing up his name, but like Chiselka used to be, and people that I worked with before at TAM, they thought that the minimum wage job going into a radio station should be $15, $16 an hour. No, that's true. We do need a female mud wrestling on the show. I'll look for that. But $15 an hour is not an entry wage.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay, so yes, if we're going to pay the fast food worker $15 an hour as an entry wage, then everybody's salary should go up. Okay, they wanted $15 an hour. These kids wanted it at the other radio station as an entry board op position. So if you're making that, then my salary should be double.
Yeah.
Because what the hell do they do to earn $15 an hour? Nothing. So you get these left people that want to make these jump in beginner wages so high that everybody deserves a raise. Well, that should be the case. It's not.
When they started the wage push 2.5 years ago, when they really started with the bullying to the $15 an hour wage, and a lot of companies adjusted to it, even though it wasn't required. Now look at the price of everything. Look at the price of your food. Look at the price of your gas. Look at the price of your electric bill. Look at the price of your gas bill. Look at the price of your sewer bill. All of it went up. Why? Because everybody's got more money. And people that make a commodity that you want are always going to take that percentage of it.
I mean, I hate to tell people, but to keep it like simple with fast food. You're a fast food guy like me. It used to be you'd go to McDonald's and be able to get a meal with a sandwich and fries and a drink for like $6, $7.
Yeah.
Now it's $10, $12 for the same meal.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're paying employees $13, $14 an hour to sit there and flip a hamburger and stick it out a window to you.
Yeah.
And then they fire people because now they put in these stupid kiosk things because they can't afford to keep paying people $14, $15 an hour to go in and flip burgers. It's just everything goes up.
Yeah. I see. I don't want to say they can't afford to. They don't need to afford to.
Why do it?
They were given, let's be, if we're going to get into McDonald's, let's get into McDonald's. McDonald's was hiring people as a convenience. McDonald's knew what they were. McDonald's has known for as long as they've been in existence, up until the last 3 years, that what they were was a place where people could get their entry-level work in, where you could get your start. They knew it. They paid it accordingly. That's what they were. When people all of a sudden decided that, well, we need to get $15 an hour in order to serve fries, and $18.50 an hour if we're going to do the hard work of working the drive-through window. Well, the minute they got to that, McDonald's was like, you know what? We're just going to make our money, and we don't care if we have people. We'll narrow it down from 10 people shifts to 3 people shifts. And we'll build kiosks that'll do the same exact work. And guess what? Newsflash, people, the kiosks don't fuck up the order.
Yeah. I mean, I know of fast food workers that are making more than people that are in radio right now.
Yeah.
People that are standing at a window, pushing buttons and giving out coffee or ice cream or burgers or whatever it is are making more money than people that have careers in radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of whack. It really is. It's out of whack.
Yeah.
But again, going back to this union workers that 40% raises. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I don't care if the guy that owns Ford has 15 homes. He earned those 15 homes. It's not like somebody gave them to him. He took all the risk. What is the liability on a car guy if their vehicle, the brakes go out and kills a bus full of kids? What is the liability on Ford if that happens? If Ford makes a bus and it kills 38-year-old kids, that liability has to be enormous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That guy's wearing that every single day. The fact that he's gathering this money right now, he may someday have to pay it. He might have to come out of his pocket $20 million per each kid of those 30 that just got killed. He's always on the line for that.
People that take calls in my bank start at $21 an hour.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Look at the Postal Service. Now they hire people by the dozens and aren't held to the same standards as me when I got hired 35 years ago. They make a better wage than when I got hired and whine all the time.
Yeah. Look at the military, which is paid under minimum wage.
Look, I'm not saying there shouldn't be cost of living increases. I mean, look at the inflation that we have right now. Look at the way things are priced. I mean, I couldn't go into a car dealership and just buy a new car unless I want my payments to be $500 a month.
Right, sure.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Even going to the grocery store anymore is stupid expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, there should be a cost of living increase, but it should be across the board. And it shouldn't be because the CEOs are making more money. It's because, one, our government is screwing us.
Yeah. Why are we forgetting that piece of this puzzle? It's all the owners' faults. How about you blame your government? Your government is allowing this to happen. Why did your government, if you're going to be mad at the CEOs of the companies, why aren't you mad at your government for when those companies, 15 years ago or whatever, when they were all on the verge of bankruptcy and the government bailed them out? Why didn't you just say, let them fail? Because according to you, they're not due anything. Those owners aren't due a damn thing. Fair enough. Why aren't you mad at your government? Was it George Bush or was it was Bush, right, that bailed out the auto companies?
I thought it was Obama.
Maybe it was Obama. I don't know which one it was. But why is nobody bitching about that? They all are terrible. They're all treasonous assholes. But where's the outrage for that? They're only still in business collecting this big amount of money. Why? Because your government let them. You should have let them close because they weren't worth the money that they were earning. But you didn't.
I'm screwed. I don't know who to vote for now.
Nobody.
I was on the Trump train, and then I heard some stuff this morning, and I was like, man, I don't know about this guy.
About Trump?
Yeah.
What did Trump say?
Well, he was on Meet the Press or something the other morning, and he was talking about, they asked him if he would sign a federal abortion ban. And you said, absolutely not. Then he said that the heartbeat bill, which is kind of what we have here, which is like 5-6 weeks whenever the heartbeat is detected in a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He said that was stupid what Florida did, what DeSantis did down there, and that he wouldn't do that. He believes in freedom of choice and this, but he doesn't like abortion. I just don't know. He said all the right things, and all of a sudden he's saying things that he didn't say before. And I don't know if he's just trying to win over some of the left because he knows he needs them, or if he's just a lying piece of shit like the rest of them are.
I'm going with the latter.
Probably.
You know my stance on any of these fucking presidents. They're all scum.
Vivek's not the greatest either. You know, his stance on Israel and everything else. Start reading all the stuff that, he's actually saying. And some of it's not all that great. He has a lot of good things that I like.
Yeah.
As a federal retiree, my likely cost of living adjustment, especially with my pension. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, certain industries do take care of them, but
I'm more pissed off we got billions of our tax dollars and still is losing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The government wants them to. The government is the problem here. None of this stuff would be as expensive as it is if it wasn't for the government, and then you wouldn't need a 40% raise across the board. You want a 40% raise across the board? Do better. Do something more high end at Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. There does come a point in everybody's life, including my own, where I got to start saying, forget what I want to do or like to do, but what do I have to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point you got to sit back and say, all right, I got bills, and what I'm doing isn't going to pay those bills.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I fucking hate building websites. I hate it. I absolutely, there's no job I've ever worked other than burning dead bodies that makes my head hurt more than doing web work. But you know what I do every day when there's web work? I do the web work because that pays the bills. You don't work your job to enjoy your job. You work your job to enjoy your life. Period. End of story. If you happen to enjoy your job, all the better. But that's not a given.
All right. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing the messages, so I'm just going to do it.
All right.
Oh my God. Staples actually sells staples.
After 4 hours of brunch with the girls.
I like them both.
For different reasons.
For different reasons.
That's hilarious.
Wait, somebody put up something about Vivek. Oh. Vivek has long ties to Soros family. He also has their attitude towards Israel, apparently. Yes. Then he doesn't have long. I have read that he does have ties to Soros. I don't know.
No. Why can't that guy die?
Why can't all of them die?
Yeah, but let's start with Soros.
Yeah.
Soros, he looks as old as the Emperor in Star Wars. He looks like he's 1,000 years old. Why is he still alive?
We need a reset on this whole government run thing, dude. We do. We need a reset on everything. Did you see now they're doing revising the dress code in the Senate?
A revised dress code? Meaning
Yeah,
what?
meaning that you can wear whatever you want now, as long as if you're in the Senate. And now, if you're a visitor, you still have to wear your tie or your coat and all that kind of stuff. But because of Fetterman and his dumbass, they decided that you can wear whatever you want. So if he wants to wear his hoodie and his shorts, it's fine. I mean, we're turning it. Look, I'm not exactly the peak of fashion here. I mean, I'm not. My hoodies are my life. And, I wear shorts because I only got one leg. And so, it's nice and comfortable for me.
Sure.
but it's the United States Senate.
Right.
I think a tie is okay to wear when you have to go vote in the Senate. But because of Fetterman and his half a brain that he has left, he's allowed to wear his hoodies and shorts, and they made, hey, dress code's fine. Whatever you want to do, go ahead.
So we're going to see abortion bills passed by guys dressed like Jimmy Buffett.
Yes, whatever you'd like.
Perfect.
It's insane to me.
Oh, my God.
Like, when did it be okay for somebody that looks like me to walk into the Senate and just start voting on stuff?
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing this afternoon, Seth? Let's just wander on into the Senate. Let's throw a vote down. What are we voting on today? Oh, infrastructure? Cool. Let me get my wife beater tee for that one.
I mean, I really am. I'm one of those guys that really, I don't like go outside dressed to the nines because I don't care. I'm not going anywhere nice. I'm going to work at home, or I'm going to get some dinner at home. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in the Senate wearing his hoodie and shorts and his high tops, voting on bills that mean a lot to this country.
Yeah, well, on energy reform and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what we should do. Everybody's naked now.
Can you imagine a naked Nancy
Feinstein.
Pelosi standing next to,
Feinstein.
or Feinstein standing
naked.
next to a quivering naked Fetterman? Ugh.
Just wheel good old Feinstein in butt naked and let her vote. She doesn't vote anyway. She has somebody else tell her what to do.
Looks like she's got a lap full of yarn. Ugh.
Why not? We'll just go all out from now on. Whatever you want to. I want to see the pilot to the airplane get on with a nice sombrero and maybe a poncho and some shorts. You know, I want get rid of all the uniforms, all nice dress for everything. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you can go to Senate and vote on stuff that means a lot to the country, then I don't want to see a sign on a stupid restaurant telling me that I have to dress a certain way. Screw you.
Yeah.
I can be Fetterman. I can wear whatever the hell I want when I go into Senate. I'm going to go into your restaurant with a tank top and a thong. That's what you're getting out of me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a surgeon walk into surgery with a Budweiser T-shirt on or something.
Why stop at the Senate?
Yeah.
Might as well just go with everything.
Everything should just be wear whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see school boards walk in bikinis and Speedos.
Yeah. How long will it be before all the women are putting their fat asses in thongs and showing up for their Senate vote?
I'm rooting for it. I want to see that on a day-to-day basis.
You want to see Nancy Pelosi in a thong?
Why not?
Yee.
You never checked out GILF porn before?
I have, but it's horrifying. It's horrifying to watch some great grandmother sucking cock, dude. Jesus. Yeah.
Let's start saying it looking like the washer repairman. Nobody cares anymore. I mean, if we're actually changing the rules in the Senate for people who dress and wear whatever the hell they want to wear, our government's lost altogether. Mm-hmm. If we can't get the guys and gals to dress appropriately going into Senate, then screw the government.
Well, I mean, wasn't government supposed to be like an elite thing?
Not anymore.
It was supposed to be like a step above like what regular people are doing.
The government now is us, Chris. We can go in just like we are today, and we're going to go into Senate and make some votes. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore.
Except if we walk in, they'll put us away for 25 years and call it the worst uprising since Pearl Harbor or whatever.
Exactly. Like 5 guys broke into McCarthy's office and were sitting on the floor of his yelling and screaming, protesting whatever the hell they were protesting. And it's fine. No problems here. But a couple of people, some people break in on January 6th and are in jail for 11 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was every bit as traumatic as 9/11.
Yeah. According to our vice president.
That fucking idiot. She's dumb as could be, too.
Bouncing all over the place here today, but...
So what? We're just goofing around today.
We want to talk about that Rock Hall thing, don't we?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
because they actually did something right, I guess.
They did. Thank God.
All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll do that.
All right, cool.
All right, hang on.
Are you looking for a way to support the Seth Williams Show? Get your Seth Williams Show merchandise.
I was going to play that commercial for the merchandise stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody's buying a fucking thing anyway, so fuck it.
What separates Triv's restaurant in Strongsville from everybody else? Some restaurants you go to eat the same thing over and over and over. But then there are restaurants like Triv's, where you want to go there every single time and eat something different until you have eaten every single item on the menu. Why? Because the food's delicious, and it has been for almost a quarter of a century. Triv's has amazing food, outstanding service, and an opportunity for you to have private dining, special events, and intimate occasions. You can enjoy a memorable fine dining experience in your own dedicated, intimate space. Visit Triv's in the heart of Strongsville. Call now for reservations, 440-238-8830. Triv's in Strongsville. Joe Burdick custom flags are amazing. Each flag is handcrafted to reflect the imperfect perfection, making each piece of patriotic wall art unique. This is a local small business, veteran-owned and proud. Joe Burdick creates symbolic artwork that is built to last. Display your spirit, pride, and patriotism by calling 440-305-2065 and let Joe's flag serve you. 440-305-2065. Joe Burdick Flags. Let me introduce you to Charlie's Auto Repair. Any car, any truck, any problem, Charlie's does it right. You know how it is. The check your engine light comes on, you put air in the tires, and the light is still on. 216-470-0170. That's Charlie's Auto Repair, 13728 Madison in Lakewood. Charlie can do it all, from small engine repair to fleet maintenance and system diagnostics. 216-470-0170. Charlie's Auto Repair. Let Charlie make your car great once again.
Back here, the Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken. And Sandy has a good point. At least we're not sitting on a pallet in our basement. All the stuff. Yeah, thank God we didn't pre-order all the mouse pads, hats, bottles, and everything else.
They'd have been in Ethiopia by now,
Yeah,
wouldn't they?
They probably would have returned to shit too.
Dude, have you noticed that ever since we started talking about the show being on WHK, we've gotten way, way dirtier?
Yeah.
As we've talked about trying to be clean, we're just getting filthier by the day.
Well, I'm waiting for them to come through. When they come through, then I'll do the show the right way.
Right.
What the hell do I care at this point?
Yeah, that's true. We have no rules at this point.
I'm, maybe it's because of my age, or maybe because I'm finally listening to Triv, who said, "Don't trust anybody." That's one, and he was so right about that. I'm finding out every single day how shitty people are on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, dude. It really does. Because I don't like to be like that. I've never really been like that. I've always been kind of like that friendly guy that kind of wanted to believe people and trust people, that they're just good-hearted people. But now, people, for the most part, are shitty. Now, I'm not talking about the people like listen to this show. I love these people, and that's fine. That's great. I'm talking about other people. I've always been kind of like, I'm more guarded now than I have ever been in my life. And I think I have to be.
Well, you have to be, dude. You have to be more guarded because more and more, look, the proof is in the pudding, man. It's really, every time you turn around, somebody's stabbing somebody in the back.
Yeah, it's not good. I hate that. I hate living like that.
Yeah. It is dude, it's funny you bring this up because I was talking to somebody quite literally today, And they asked me, they said, why, we have a business thing going on. And I immediately was like, well, we got to do this, which was all protective measures. And I was asked, I was like, why are you always looking for the worst thing to happen? And I was like, look, some people are the glass is half full. I am the glass has a big old crack in it and it's leaking. That's where I come from, is like, I always am thinking that it's leaking and somebody's going to take what's in the glass. And it's like, and more times than not, that is the way it works out. Is if you don't protect yourself, somebody comes right in and screws you over. Every time.
Yeah. And I don't like being like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the Rock Hall, there is a big game, I guess, happening tonight.
Yes. That's why I'm drinking now.
Pre-gaming.
I'm pre-gaming, getting my game head on, I guess. Yeah, Browns Steelers.
Yeah.
Which you think the Browns are going to get smoked in?
Oh, yes. Browns will lose by 20 tonight. Yeah.
Zero chance of that happening.
Dude, everybody's saying, oh, the Browns are great. Browns are great. Oh, look at this. Look how great they played against the Bengals. One of the Bengals are now 0-2, by the way, and obviously had a hurt quarterback. So I am relying on the Steelers to have one of their best games of the year. It will be tonight on Monday Night Football against the Browns.
No way. Browns are winning this game tonight big. Their quarterback, the Steelers' quarterback, is garbage. Cam Hayward is injured and not playing, I believe. So they got a huge hole there in the middle of their defensive line. They're losing tonight.
The Browns will give up 200 yards on rushing alone tonight.
No chance that's happening.
200 yards rushing alone tonight.
There's no chance that's happening.
Steelers are going to have 450 yards total tonight.
Get out of here.
The score will be 33-13.
Yeah. It might be that score, but I think it's going to be the other way.
Ew.
I think the Browns are going to show
What
up
confidence have the Browns given you other than a game? Oh, by the way, they have beaten the Bengals a whole bunch of times in the past few years, and they've sucked still. So I have zero confidence that the Browns are going to be any good tonight.
I'm
But I
just
am wearing my shirt.
I'm judging based on the players that they've added, the performance that I saw in game one, and not so much Burrow, not so much him, but the way that our defense played. They're not giving up 31 points. Not to this team.
33.
They're not giving that up. They might give that up to Patrick Mahomes. They're not giving it up to Kenny Pickett.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is going to have the shittiest year of his career because he's on my fantasy team, and so far has started out as garbage.
He had 300 yards yesterday.
Gave me 20 lousy points in my fantasy league, and it has done nothing for me. First week was worse than that. So don't tell me that this guy's any good. His career shot after I drafted him.
Patrick Mahomes' career is shot now.
Well, I drafted him. Every quarterback that I draft, oh, by the way, Deshaun Watson is my backup. So he's done for also. He might throw a pass tonight, and he's going to look like me afterwards. A leg is going to fall off.
Well, cut him. Cut him so he'll play well.
Nope. Because then my prediction is screwed. How about Baker Mayfield is like one of the leading quarterbacks in the league right now?
Well, that won't last. Come on. We've seen good little spurts out of Baker too. And then he follows it up with a 4-interception game.
I'm judging on hype that we succumb to it and lose. Yes.
Well, we'll see.
I'm with Seth this one. Did you just wake up from a coma?
Well, I was in a coma in 94.
In 94?
Yeah.
That's when it was?
Yep.
So I was in high school.
Yep. I was in the coma from December 12th until New Year's Eve.
Between you two, who's up on predictions?
I don't think either of us won last week.
By the way, Rick, it's good to see you back here on the show. I hope everything is going well for you.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think
say
we
the
both,
Browns
we
win
both
24-6.
We both picked Cincy last week.
And you got the Browns tonight. What do you think, score-wise?
28-10. I think the Browns put up 4 touchdowns.
You're talking about the Cleveland Browns, right?
Yes.
They're not playing some other team named the Browns?
No.
The Ohio State Browns? No.
No. I'm talking Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns.
28-10. They
Is
lay
Amari
it down.
Cooper out tonight? I think Amari Cooper's out tonight.
Is he?
Maybe.
Don't tell me that.
I think so.
All right, then I'm revising to 21-10. They're still going to smoke them. Why is Amari Cooper out?
I don't know. They were being very injured groin. He apparently has been seeing the Deshaun Watson massage therapist and injured his package. So he's questionable tonight.
Oh, he'll play.
You
He's probably getting he's getting his balls rubbed right now to get him ready.
You got to tell again, seeing the Deshaun Watson specialist.
That's right.
That's what I would do.
It worked for him. I mean, suspension aside, you can't argue that when he was getting jerked off twice a week by massage therapists, he was great.
He said if that's true, didn't mean to make light of that. Then your coma.
Oh, would you stop?
Browns 38, Squealers 7.
There you go. I like that prediction.
Man, it's the Cleveland fans. I love Cleveland fans, and I'm one of them. But I'm a realist now. I've become a realistic Cleveland fan. I can't get behind these guys. Now, the other thing that I'm having trouble with, and I struggle with on a week-to-week basis, is, and we'll get into the Rock Hall stuff.
Yeah.
But is with all the kneeling and all the garbage that the NFL players have done against the anthem, against our country, the fact that the NFL continues to play 2 national anthems. No disrespect to the African-American community or their anthem, if that's what they want to have, but there is one national anthem that encompasses all of us. And for the social justice messages and all the crap that the NFL does, it's very difficult for me to get behind the game. Now, I talked about it with Triv before, that, and he kind of said, and it took a while for me to agree with him, that he doesn't want to let that kind of garbage take away from the enjoyment of the sport that he likes, whether it's baseball or football or whatever. Now, basketball, forget about it. I'll never watch a game of basketball
not
again.
me either. Right.
But
I was told not to by the great LeBron James.
Yes. When it comes to football, I enjoy the game. So it's difficult for me to separate the garbage that they do and enjoy the actual game. But I'm trying to separate the two because I enjoy the sport itself, whether it's high school, college, or football, or NFL. I enjoy the game.
Sure.
And so I'm struggling between my convictions.
Well, here's how you
politically, but morally.
Here's how you do it, dude. I'll give you the step by step, which has worked wonderful for me because I stopped watching for like 2 or 3 years myself after Kaepernick. I don't think I watched the NFL play for like 2 years or 3 years. And here's how you do it when I came back to it. One, you do not watch any pregame. None. Right. Not a minute of it, because that's where it all happens. It's in the pregame. During the game, not so much. It's really not happening anymore. These announcers know that they will just get vilified if they say anything, so they just don't. You know, because they're all a bunch of fucking cowards just wanting to make their money. So there's that. But the pregame is where you get the, let's go out to Stephen A. Smith to see what he thinks. And then he comes back with, well, Nick Chubb is a pretty good player because he's black. You know, that's where you get that, is in the pregame. The other thing you do not watch halftime. Do not watch any halftime. And don't watch any postgame either. The minute the game is off, end, exit, go away from it. If you do just those things and you never watch ESPN again, you will be good.
All right, let's get the Browns 123, Steelers 13.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, Seth said so. Browns 42, Squealers 3. Browns have a new strategy. Going to station massage therapists in the end zone. Deshaun will break all tackles all over the field to get there. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
If they did that, the Browns could sign me up tomorrow, and I would break every tackle to get to the end zone.
Dude, the saddest part, and I hate to be this guy, I really don't care. He could be buying hookers 3 at a time. I don't care.
It'll be me too.
Why? Who cares?
In fact, if it makes him a better player, have him on the sidelines with him.
Yeah. Have him getting a rub and tug in the fucking blue tent for all I care.
They put the blue tents on the field for a reason.
Yeah, put the pink tent up.
You can check to see if somebody has a concussion on the sideline without being in a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, put another tent up there for the hookers.
That's right. I'm for it. I don't care. Whatever they got to do to play well. I really don't care.
Amen.
You know, this whole thought of we need morality from our players. I want the most immoral assholes that we could possibly get on our team, as long as they win.
Without a doubt. At this point, I'm with you. In fact, you know, the whole steroid era of baseball was probably the best era of baseball. It was fun
so
to watch.
Much fun.
So, in fact, I think that they should have injections in the dugouts and on the field, so that way it just makes for a more entertaining game. I want to see somebody's face get ripped off by some steroided up junkie on the field. That'd be awesome.
As far as baseball's concerned, let's get the aluminum bats in there. Let's get, as far as I'm concerned, put in fully rubber balls.
Yeah.
You know, let's see the ball go 10,000 feet. You know, I don't need it to go 450 feet. Make it so that when you hit it, it lands down by the Brown Stadium when you hit one.
We've made UFC legal in this country. We're fighting without, boxing gloves and just kicking the crap out of each other is legal. Might as well have fighting legal in sports too. Instead of, breaking up the brawls in baseball, go for it.
Make it like hockey.
You get an extra point, in fact, if you're still standing.
Yes, absolutely. Dude, I'm for it. At this point, we allow power slap. And I'm not even arguing it because I love the power slap. Right. But that's literally stick your face out and get belted. If that's a sport, then there's no reason to have any other rules for any of these sports.
Let's just go all the way with everything. I mean, our government is out of control. Why not make everything out of control?
I say give the cornerbacks on the cornerbacks, give them ball bats to hit people in the knees with to slow down the receivers. Let's really make this fun.
Yeah. I remember Monday night game about 5-6 years ago, and during the fourth quarter, the announcers talked about how bad sexual assault was. I was like, no shit. There's a game going on. Yeah, quit talking about it. Just watch the game.
And that's when you turn it off.
I'm not even going to touch that one. All right, so the Rock Hall is doing something great, huh? They did something great.
They did. I could not.
I can't talk about the Browns for the next hour. I mean, it's just
no. There's nothing to talk about till after the game. Wednesday we can talk about it a lot.
Browns lose by 20. There you go.
No, stop it.
So what did the Rock Hall do?
The Rock Hall fired this dick, Jann Wenner.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know who Jann Wenner is, Jann Wenner has been kind of like the guy at the Rock Hall. He's been, like he's not the CEO, but as far as who gets in and who gets out, he's been the guy. And he's a raving liberal douchebag. And he's never understood what rock and roll music is and the importance of the bands. Anybody that follows the Rock Hall nominations for the last 10 years realizes it is not a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And that's not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be about rock and roll, Cleveland being the rock and roll city. Cleveland being where rock and roll, quote unquote, started, and radio and Alan Freed and all that other stuff. Now, the last 10 years, we've had Eminem, Chick was voted, Madonna, Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad about any of those. Every single one of those that I just named, I own multiple records by. So I'm not saying anything bad by them. I'm saying they don't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who's ever listened to a Madonna's record and said, that Material Girl, that's some kick-ass rock and roll? Who's ever said that? Who's ever thought, you know what, I need to hear a good rock record today. Where's my Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 record?
Tupac?
No one has ever said that.
Who else is
there's tons of bad ones that are in there, dude. Just
Missy Elliott?
Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott barely belongs in the Rap Hall of Fame. What did she do? She made a couple of hit videos.
Jay-Z, Run DMC, Biggie Smalls, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, NWA, Tupac, Public Enemy, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious 5.
Yeah, none of those belong in the rock.
Eminem, Missy Elliott.
None of those belong.
Hell out of here.
Yeah, none of them belong. So that's all Jann Wenner. Jann Wenner's also the guy that for decades, said that bands like Journey did not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kiss did not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Deep Purple did not belong in the Hall of Fame. Judas Priest did not belong in the Hall of Fame. This is all Jann Wenner. Because none of those bands were Rolling Stone darlings. He'll put in an Elvis Costello all day long. But a band like Journey that sold, 200 million records?
Right.
200 million. Foreigner is not in the Hall of Fame.
Which is a crime.
How many hits does Foreigner have? 20?
Yeah.
I mean, legitimately, if I could probably name 20 songs, and everybody listening would know all 20 Foreigner songs. Not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, but she did put Dolly Parton in. Who even Dolly Parton made a statement that I'm not rock and roll. I don't know why I'm being elected.
This guy's very angry.
Me or that guy?
This guy.
Me too. No, well, I'm angry too. Maybe that's Jann.
That could be. Yeah, I was listening to the show today.
Yeah. Let me give you
one
one
you're
more.
right. I mean, it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and museum. And I don't understand. The place has been, look, I know some of the people that work there and have worked there and done a lot of stuff. Yeah. But, and so, I mean, I think that they've done some things right at that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but then there's a lot of things that have been done wrong. The whole area has been done wrong. The whole Cleveland's done stuff wrong with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they are inducting the wrong people, and they've been inducting the wrong people for a very long time. And if that guy was a part of the problem, I'm glad he's gone.
He's the main part of the problem. He's the guy that was approving or disapproving. He's also the guy that was telling the bands who they could and couldn't have as part of their induction. And like in the case of Steve Miller, when Steve Miller was inducted, and just for a sidebar, Steve Miller getting inducted is a questionable induction, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Jet airliner, abracadabra. What else you got? When it took Journey 20 years to get in.
Judas Priest. I mean, there are bands
Judas
that
Priest
deserve to be there.
Judas Priest is considered the number 2 band ever after, as far as metal goes. You see, when you're listing the history of metal, you start with Black Sabbath. What is the next band you say? Judas Priest.
Yes.
Maybe Deep Purple, who also was kept out until like 2 years ago. So, this Jann Wenner is a fucking idiot on that level. You know what else Jann did? And this makes me even more crazy than everything that I'm yelling about so far. Jann's the guy that said, yeah, we can have the Rock Hall in Cleveland, but we'll do the ceremonies in New York or somewhere else, which is the biggest nut punch to Cleveland that you could do. You give us the facility, which we'll get to that in a minute too.
Yes.
But you put it in our city. You put it at the end of our busiest road in our city. And you don't have the induction ceremonies here every year. That's criminal, dude.
Yeah. They should be here every year. And then, again, the city of Cleveland screwed everything up. I mean, I remember being a security guard for the Hole of the Rock Hall when it was being built. I sat in a little car with a yellow light on my car, keeping homeless people out of the hole. But I remember, even as young as I was, watching that being built, going, all right, so this is going to be really cool. What are they going to do around here? Yeah. They've done nothing. Why not put the Hard Rock Cafe that you put inside Tower City next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Or in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How about in the Rock Hall?
Why not put a hotel up there? Why not put the casino over there? Why not put a boardwalk over there with a whole bunch of stuff to do? I understand that it gets cold and snows in the winter. Okay, you still have the Rock Hall here. People are still going to come. If you put it,
it's a tourist attraction
and a casino over there, people are going to go spend their money. Yeah. The way that they designed everything and did everything over there is ridiculous.
It is. And let's get to the building, too. Since we're bitching about it in general, what about that building says rock and roll to you?
Nothing.
Nothing. First of all, there's not even an instrument that is shaped like any of those weird shapes. Not one. What, a triangle? Even a triangle is more triangular
than that.
I mean, that is a dumb-looking building.
It does look kind of stupid.
And we're not an art town. I mean, I get it. Wasn't that guy? What was the guy's name? Pay or something? Something Pay?
Yeah.
That built this thing. I am Pay. You know, and he got paid for this piece of shit. We are a blue-collar town. The Rock and Roll Hall. You ever been to Cooperstown?
I have. Yes.
And you've obviously been to the Canton Football Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
Those match what a Hall of Fame in Cleveland should look like. They look cool, but at the same time, they don't look silly.
If you go down to the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio now.
Yeah.
I was just down there literally like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And they took the Ferris wheel that was inside the IX Center and they moved it right outside the Canton Football Hall of Fame. They have like a dome kind of thing that they have all kind of stuff that they could do in the wintertime inside over there. They built up the stadium over there tremendously. They added a street that has nothing but restaurants, bars, shops, cool stuff to go hang out and do. The whole area has become a tourist attraction of stuff to do. It's fucking Canton.
Right.
And I love Canton. My parents are from Canton. It's a great area. I love it. But it's still Canton, Ohio. Here in Cleveland, we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we've got nothing over there except for a science center, some dumb boat that doesn't move, and then the Brown Stadium.
Right.
I mean, what are we doing? There's nothing over there.
No.
And in the wintertime, if you do come to Cleveland to visit the Rock Hall or whatever, how the hell are you getting down there in the snow? You're going to be driving down that stupid hill by the lake. I mean, it's ridiculous what they did over there.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even getting into the fact that the inside of the place, not very cool.
No, it
it's
has
okay.
Okay, but
it's okay. But honestly, there was more cool stuff when the Hard Rock was here. In the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
You know, there was much cooler stuff. I mean, there's more stuff, I guess, in the Rock Hall, but I've been through the Rock Hall a few times. And honestly, the only cool thing I can ever really talk about seeing was the ZZ Top car. That was like the only cool thing. I mean, how excited are we going to get to say, well, here's the napkin that James Hetfield wrote Enter Sandman on.
They had like a room with like a bunch of TVs.
Yeah, the TV trees. I remember the TV tree. Yeah.
Again, it's just the backside is an LP with a needle. We are highly accredited museum city.
Are we?
I mean, it's great that the Art Museum, the Natural History Museum,
Science Museum, I guess. Maybe we are, but those buildings, if you look at those buildings and you look at the Rock Hall, which ones look like they fit in Cleveland? Which one doesn't look like it fits in Cleveland?
The Science Center is a better looking building.
Yes. Cleveland, and maybe I'm just shitting on my own city, which is probably not nice, but what is it about our town that we can't build buildings that just look like they're supposed to? We have this one. We have this monstrosity, the Rock Hall. And then we have a casino that doesn't look anything like a casino.
No.
That looks like exactly what it is, a a department store. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me
you're right. I mean, there's casinos all over the place, and the one that we have in downtown Cleveland is an old department store. No lights, no great signage. It doesn't look cool at all.
No, it looks like a wedge. That's what it looks like.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Roxino here in Northfield looks better than the Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it called the Jack, or is it back to being another name? I don't even know.
I think it is the Jack, right?
Is it still the Jack?
Horseshoe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how to go down there for anything. I don't want to get shot, so I stay out of.
Well, there's that too. But you see what I mean? We just wedge shit in instead of doing stuff right. How do you put $1 billion business in? Well, this building's open. Let's use that one. It's $1 billion organization.
Right.
Ugh.
Does a non-domed Brown Stadium look like? No, it should be domed.
It should be domed. It should absolutely have a dome on it, or retractable, or something.
The Art Museum is legit. The Rock Hall is boring. The Art Museum is legit. I'm not a huge art fan.
It's a nice place. I've been through it.
It's a great building. They got a lot of stuff there. It's cool.
I've been through it. I have no idea if any of the art is any good or not. But
Dan Gilbert pulled a bait and switch. They had a cool design when they wanted the votes. Then they switched it to the Higbee building. Yeah, well, the whole design was supposed to be down on the water. It was supposed to be down where Tower City Amphitheater was.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be, that was this phase 2 that never happened.
Whose fault was that? Mike White? Was that Mike White, or was that after him? Or was it that other jag? No, but I mean, who was the mayor that let that happen? That let the bait and switch happen? Was that Jackson or was that White?
Probably Jackson. He's been in charge for like 400 years.
Yeah,
it was.
And now we got that other douche.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
He's an idiot too.
It was supposed to be a temporary building. Yes, it was supposed to be a temporary, but it's not.
Yeah, it's been there, 10, 12 years at this point. How temp is it?
That's certainly not temporary anymore. That's there to stay.
Yeah, anything that goes over a decade is not temporary. That's just a rule. If it's there 2 years, okay, it's 2 years while you build something else. You know, they haven't even put a shovel in the ground for whatever the new thing is supposed to be.
So did you read what Jann Wenner actually said?
He said some like anti-black things allegedly.
Anti-black and anti-woman, I think, was what I was talking about the artists. He said that some of the black artists and female artists, I think he said, were not articulate enough to have conversations or something like that. I mean, it was pretty rough what he said. He was part of like the free speech movement, I guess, back in the day. I hate to tell him, but you can't really get away with anything that you want to say. There are consequences to your free speech.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't, because I don't care. I don't even care if he's falsely accused. In this case, and I hate to be this guy, I don't even care if he's falsely accused. He sucks. He has taken what should have been the crown jewel of this city and absolutely wrecked it.
So what do they do now? You think it'll get better now that he's gone? You think they're going to put somebody in place that's going to do something different and start getting these bands in? I mean, having people vote on who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just stupid. I mean,
well,
what the hell does my vote count? Whether
I think that's
music is subjective, and people, like who they like. But I mean, think there's stats and everything else that says, yeah, this person deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
There should be some guidelines. Like, to me, certain artists are obvious.
Journey.
30 number one hits. 200 million sold. Clearly, enough people in their history thought of them as a superior rock and roll band. Way more than Chick. I mean, come on. Come on. You know, I don't know if they're in the Rock Hall or not, but a band like Chicago, they've sold 150 million records. That should be, I think if you in the glory days, you sold 100 million anything, you should be in. I think that's fair. I also think that you have to narrow down the scope, which they won't do.
The original lineup of Chicago was inducted in the Rock Hall 2016.
Okay. And fair enough. They should be. They absolutely. I mean, that's another band. If you pull up their greatest hits, you'll know every single song.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a double. That's like 40 songs. But there's just, dude, a band like Judas Priest. Judas Priest got in last year on the Fan Award or something. They didn't get in on their own merits. That's what people have forgotten. Judas Priest got in on some fan vote or some kind of vote bullshit. Yeah. And Pat Benatar got in on her own merits. Nothing against Pat Benatar. I think Pat Benatar is great. I love Pat Benatar. But is Pat Benatar more influential in the world of rock and roll than Judas Priest?
Right,
I say no.
Here's a site that has, it says, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's biggest snubs. I'm going to ask you what you think.
Yeah, okay.
A Tribe Called Quest.
Should never be even considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, they should be in there.
Now or future?
What do you mean? I mean, they've been around 30 years, dude.
They've been around a long time, I guess, but
what the
I guess I'd put them in.
The rules are 25 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then they should be in.
The B-52s. I hate them, but maybe.
I love the Love Shack. I love the Love Shack. I will admit that. I do love the Love Shack. But I mean, again, they really didn't have much. They had the Love Shack, they had Rome, and they had Rock Lobster. What else did they have?
Bad Company.
I think they should be in. Hell yeah, they've probably sold 100 million records.
Beck?
No.
I'm only picking. They have a lot on here that I
Dude, name them all. I'll go through every single one. Beck, no. Name 3 songs that Beck did.
Yeah.
Loser, and then you're stuck.
Big Star. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either, so no.
Black Flag.
Very influential in their world, so I would probably go with them, yeah.
Oyster Cult.
Of course.
The Carpenters.
I wouldn't consider that rock.
Cyndi Lauper.
No. Again, how many hits? 3? 4?
Whoever this article was calling this a snub. Daft Punk.
Daft Punk? No, that's not even rock. That's barely music.
The Dead Kennedys.
I think for what they were, yeah.
Dick Dale. I mean, it was that surfer rock guy, right?
Yeah, I know who he is, but...
Faith No More.
Faith No More, one of my all-time favorite bands ever, but I got to give him a no.
I would say no, too. And, again, one of my favorite bands. I think Mike Patton, besides being extremely a good-looking guy, I didn't say that, but every girl that I've dated has loved Mike Patton.
Sure.
But great music, but I don't think Rock Hall worthy.
No, not Rock Hall worthy.
Maiden.
Of course they should be in.
Jane's Addiction.
I think yes.
I met Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction.
Douche?
He was small, man. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he's about 120 pounds.
Yeah, soaking wet, man. He's a little dude. But he was nice. I mean,
yeah.
I met him and Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah. He is a little runt, though.
This guy has Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey? No.
Outcast.
No.
Pantera.
I think yes, but it's...
I put Pantera just because for their time and what they did, I thought was original enough to be put in.
And metal was all but dead at that point because of, Metallica was doing their rock era and stuff. So, yeah, I would say
Pixies.
Yes.
I like the Pixies, but I don't think Rock Hall.
No, they're not in there. No, come on.
Smashing Pumpkins.
They get a yes, even though I despise them.
I met, what's his name?
Billy Corgan.
I met him. And I was hosting an event at a Best Buy.
Okay.
And he was there along with the rest of the band. But I got to sit down and talk with him for a little bit and interview him a little while and then just hang out with him. And I shook his hands. I think he has some sort of condition.
Okay.
And his hands felt like the softest hands ever on a man. Like they had never seen actual physical labor, never touched anything in his entire life other than cotton. It's like he held just cotton balls in his hands for 30 years that he was alive.
And he's big in wrestling now. Like he owns one of the wrestling alliances, the NWA.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big wrestling guy.
Let's see if there's anybody else on here. Any Pet Shop Boys?
No.
Sonic Youth?
Again, not rock.
Stone Temple Pilots?
They're right on the border. I would probably say no, but they're right on the border. I mean, they did have a lot of hits.
Weezer? No. I would. No. Weird Al Yankovic. If we're going to put freaking Dolly Parton in, you got to put Weird Al Yankovic in.
I mean, if you're going by yesterday's standard, yeah. If you're going by what the standard should be.
He does some rock music.
Yeah, but he's a goof band. You going to put Steel Panther in 15 years?
The Pixies deserve to be in because of their influence. Maybe. I would say maybe on that one. Pixies, Joy Division, New Order, Salt and Pepper, Wu-Tang Clan, Rick James, Big Mama. What was 1977?
Yeah, so?
I don't know if I agree with any of those, though.
Salt and Pepper is not... Salt and Pepper, while a good rap group, not rock.
It's not just about hits. I understand it's not just about hits. It's about musical influence.
Yeah.
But there are some of those bands that I mentioned didn't have any musical influence to the point that they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look, I like System of a Down. I don't think that they deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Why would Beck get in there? Again, I'll go to Beck. He has, 2 hits? That Odelay or whatever that song was called, and Loser.
Limp Bizkit?
See, I would probably put Limp Bizkit in there, even though Korn I would put in. I don't know if they're either is old enough yet. I guess they are, but...
I mean, are we talking like Disturbed, Korn? Those guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame in 20 years? 10 years now?
Yeah, probably less than that. I mean, 25 years. You think about it, all those bands started about 20 years ago. We said Weezer was close.
Close.
Weezer might go.
We're going to go with first-time caller Jim, who says Hard Dick.
Hard Dick?
I love that band and should definitely be in. In what? I'm not sure.
I play that band regularly.
Beck has a lot of good albums. Maybe.
That doesn't matter. He's got a lot of good albums that nobody but his fans know. He hasn't had any influence.
Korn is 94.
So 19 years? No. 29 years.
They should be in.
They should be in.
They should be in.
I don't know about Disturbed, really. I mean, past the second record, have they had a lot of hit? I mean, are we gonna start throwing in Godsmack too?
I don't know. I don't know who you throw in. I mean, music isn't the same as it was, I guess. How do you influence music or change it now from what it was? I don't want to see Taylor Swift in there.
Yeah,
she will be.
She will.
You know she's going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, where does it stop? Papa Roach? Chevelle? Incubus?
Half our audience doesn't know who these bands are.
Hey, we had Steve Richards from Taproot last week. Maybe they
Put
should
them
be
in a Rock Hall.
Put them in.
John Denver. It's the Rock and Roll Hall. It's the Rock Hall, not Music Hall of Fame, bottom line. You're right, but they've made it something different. So I'm hoping that the change now with this Jann Wenner, that maybe they go back to putting rock acts in.
I got news for Rick. This is a guarantee the first year they're eligible.
Oh, without a doubt.
They will get in first year they're eligible.
And I'm going to say something that's going to piss my friend Rick off.
Okay.
I like Nickelback. I think Nickelback has actually put out some damn good music. And I think that they're entertaining. I think their videos are good. I think that their music is good. And I think they get a lot of hate because they're Canadian and because Chad Kroeger seems like he's kind of a douche. But for the most part, I think their music is pretty good.
I like them too. I get a lot.
Are we allowed to play like a minute of music or no?
Oh, yeah, why not? What are they going to do?
Look
Take us off
Something
YouTube?
in Your Mouth, dude. Great
Yeah,
song.
I love that too. That's always my tune. Let's see. YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, the guitar riff in that song is awesome.
It is. Gene, Loretta Lynn is great, but she's country. Ever saw her sometimes in Dolly Parton. Definitely country.
Yeah. Not deserving
Nickelback
of
kicks
the,
ass.
Not deserving.
I had dinner, by the way, with Nickelback on the Nautica Queen.
Really?
Before one of their shows.
All right, here we go. This ain't How You Remind Me. Here we go. Oh yeah, it is. Wait a minute. Where's? Now I looked it up. Why did it give me the different song? All right, here we go.
Yeah, dude, come on. This song is fantastic. This is good.
It is good.
Lady with the pretty pink thong, every sugar daddy hitting on her all night long. Doesn't care about the money, she can be with anybody. Ain't it funny? I'm a honey, wanted you all along. You're ripping up the dance floor, honey. You shake your ass around for everyone. I love the way you dance with anybody. And tease them all by sucking on your bum. You're so much cooler when you never pull it out. 'Cause you look so much cuter with something in your mouth.
And you're never going to get me complaining about a song about getting a blowjob. Fuck no.
I mean, I like the musical aspects of that song. The lyrics are secondary, in my opinion. But I don't understand the hate for Nickelback. I don't understand. It's almost like it's just cool to hate Nickelback, and that's what I don't like. I mean, if you think it's just cool to hate them, I don't know why.
Well,
they put together some decent hits, and they got a lot of them.
They do have a lot of hits. And part of the hate is that it's the same reason that people hated Extreme back in the day or Mr. Big back in the 80s. Because even though they weren't those kind of bands, they debuted with soft songs. Nickelback debuted with How You Remind Me.
Yeah.
And instantly people hated them because of that. So, you know.
I don't know. I have to admit, I don't know this Nickelback, but I love the old stuff because I'm old.
Yeah, I mean, I like
that's old too.
Yeah, Photograph. That's a great tune. You like that, right? Photograph.
Of course.
Photograph and How You Remind Me, and I mean, those are the original songs, and they were, you know. See,
Extreme's coming to the MGM.
Yeah, I saw that. I may go see that show.
I wanted to go see Air Supply. My wife and I wanted to go see Air Supply when they came to the MGM just like a week or two ago.
Oh, were they here? Oh, I wish I'd have known. I'd have gone.
Yeah. So we looked to see how much the remaining tickets were. Now we're talking remaining tickets.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like it was I guess it ended up being a sold out show.
Okay.
But these were cheap seats that were left.
Okay.
$135 a ticket.
See.
To see Air Supply.
And it's not, and it's just what, the two guys, right?
Yeah. Now, from what I heard, it was a great show. They did an awesome job, got great voices still and everything else. But $135 a ticket. My wife and I looked at each other like, well, I guess we're not going to see that show.
Let's see what they sound like.
You know who comes here I want to see, though? And I want to go see Puddle of Mud.
Well, I think they canceled they canceled their tour because Wes has lost his damn mind again.
Are you serious?
That's what I heard.
Oh man,
that's what here. You want to hear some Air Supply now, so you can see if it was worth it or not?
Yeah.
All right, let's play some now. The hell, YouTube. YouTube may not like us very much longer.
That's all right. It's on their site. I don't get it.
I know. Here we go. Here's Air Supply, making love out of nothing at all. From
When
this
was
is
it?
like, well, let's see. When was this? A month ago, 8/5. So here we go. Here's what they sound like today. I gotta stop here. Who is this
Look at him.
fucking Hell's Angel that's singing these Air Supply songs?
Yeah, if you look up look them up, you see that they're all like they wear like black fingernail polish now, and they're all tatted up, and like that's them.
He's got all kinds of tattoos and a shirt that says "Tattoos are stupid." Singing these love songs.
I mean, back in the day, didn't they wear like poofy white shirts and like sing?
Yeah.
Now look at them. Now they're rockers.
Now they're just metal.
Yeah, metal Air Supply. Metal Supply.
That's right. All right, let's hear a little what he sounds like now.
I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove.
I just want to hear the high notes.
I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you loose. And I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly. And I know I'm gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you. I know I gotta give it a try.
All right, you see this lady back here?
Yeah.
Watch her. She's pointing at him, singing it back to him.
He doesn't sound that bad though.
No, he sounds great. He saw it for. I mean, they've been playing since 1975 or something. So yeah, but watch this lady in the back. She's like pointing at him, and she's right here. So watch her.
Right. Everyone's a woman too.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Although it looks a lot younger than I thought. You got a woman up in the corner who's like, got her head on her like.
This
Her
lady.
hand is kind of sitting there like this. Yeah.
This bored lady.
They're bored. $135 for that ticket. Probably more because she's close.
Yeah. Notice everything's a couple at this.
Oh yeah.
You
And then
cannot
he's
go to this without a girlfriend.
He's like,
or wife.
shit. Why did I have to go to this one?
Yeah, so really the tickets weren't $135. They were $270.
I just paid like $400 to go see this crap. See this old guy. He didn't even have to know how to sing because everybody's singing it for him.
Well, dude, maybe I'm crazy on this, but for Air Supply, I kind of want to see him in the suits.
Yeah, not dressed like that.
I don't want to see the Hell's Angels singing, I'm all out of love.
It looks like Rick said, like he's Biden standing up there and he forgot what to wear on stage. He forgot to get dressed before going out.
Unlike Biden, he's remembering the words though.
At least he got it. Yeah,
he's
upright.
He's not working a teleprompter.
My daughter just went and saw Duran Duran the other night at Blossom.
Okay, Blossom. Yeah.
And
How
said
was
it was
that?
a great show. Said it was fantastic. I guess Bastille was there. Nile Rodgers.
Okay.
Said it was a hell of a show. That was her first real concert ever. Was Duran
Duran 2013? I saw, God, you want to feel old. I saw Duran Duran on I think it was 85 maybe, on the Union of the Snake tour.
What year?
Like 84, 85.
84, I was 8.
Yeah, I was in high school. I was like 15 maybe.
I wasn't even in Cleveland yet. I was listening to Duran Duran by the pool in Miami.
Your mom was probably listening to Duran Duran.
Yeah.
All right, here's Duran Duran. Let's see what your daughter got to experience. Let's see what we got here. Duran Duran. This is from 8/29. So what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm gonna stop right here. How can Simon Le Bon still look like he's about 30?
Yeah, I know. My wife said the same thing.
That pisses me off.
It's irritating.
That guy's got to be closing in on 70.
Yes.
And he looks like George Michael in the heyday.
Yeah.
That's annoying. That just stinks.
Dick.
All right, you fucking asshole. We're mad at him because he kept himself up.
Yeah, because he's in shape and looks good. Yeah. What an
Son
ass.
of a bitch looking good.
Had to do that to us.
That's right, making us look bad, you dick. All right, here we go. This is Rio from Duran Duran. Asshole even sounds the same.
good.
Son of a bitch.
Man.
This guy got the genetic lottery.
Yeah, he did.
He looks good. He still sounds good. Damn.
Man, some people just know how to do it, dude.
I guess.
We're not those guys.
No. Hey, good on these guys. He sounds real good, though. Let's hear
Yeah,
a little.
no,
Let's
it's
get
not-
to the chorus anyway, because he sounds really pretty good. All right, this makes me mad. They're all in good shape. They're all healthy.
Yeah.
Making millions of dollars still. They played at Blossom, which, 40 years down the road, and they're playing 18,000 people. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's a good life, man. Another show that I want to see that's coming to town.
Yeah.
Depeche Mode.
Yeah, really?
I like some of their albums, man. I have to admit.
Personal Jesus.
Not one of my favorites, but I like.
Let's see what they're sounding like.
What was the
I don't know any.
Songs of Faith and Devotion album was like the best one that they had, in my opinion. But
let's see. Full show. Ghosts Again. No, that's new. I'm looking just for like one song. Everything's like a full concert. Well, I guess I could just cut into one. Oh, here we go. Here's Personal Jesus, which I know is not your favorite, but we can see what they sound like. Share Depeche Mode.
Cancel on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. We're taking breaks in between. We're talking about it.
Yes.
So that's fair use as far as I'm concerned. All right, here we go. All right, I don't like this guy either.
Yeah. Quit it, dude. Like, why is this guy looking like this?
He looks like he's about 40.
Yeah.
He looks like a slightly aged Billy Idol.
I could see that.
But now he's going to come out and sound good too. Son of a
Probably
bitch.
not. I'm banking on no on this.
You thinking no? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
You are personal Jesus. Someone who cares. You're all
I think he's singing to tracks.
Yeah, it might be.
Because watch, he pulls the mic away, but you still hear his deep voice.
Although maybe the video's on a delay of some kind.
I don't think so. I think he's singing to a track. Here, let's try this again.
The guy on the left was singing too.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't know,
still this guy's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Let me fast forward into this thing a little bit. See what we got here. Yeah, you can go to this one without me, dude.
I like when a band does a good stage show, and it looks like a fun stage show to see.
Yeah, you can have it.
I saw him back in Blossom like years upon years ago when I was a teenager, and it was pretty good then. But I don't know what it's gonna be like now.
Definitely not my scene.
30 years later.
Yeah, I would go see Extreme though. I would definitely go to that show. Although I don't get along real well with Nuno, but whatever. Doesn't mean I don't like his music. I just think he's a douche. But whatever.
I haven't been to a concert. Last concert I was at was Tesla, and that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was in a freaking wheelchair. I haven't been to a show in a long time.
Well, we went to the comedy show.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm talking about like a
Music
good rock
show?
concert.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
we could go to that show if you want to the Extreme show in February or whenever it is.
I think it'd be cool. You know, I miss going to rock stuff, dude. I want Korn to come back to town, and I want bands like that to come back and do something. Disturbed was here not that long ago, but they were Blossom. Nothing against Blossom, but I'm not.
I hate Blossom.
I have to sit at Pavilion now. I'm not sitting on that lawn like this, and then. It's just a hassle getting in and out of there. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go see what's the Pink Floyd band? Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
November at the Agora.
Agora, right.
So I'm hopefully going to be doing that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. They kick ass, dude. They're so good live.
I've never seen them live.
They're so good. They're as good as Pink Floyd live, maybe better.
And is the show good? Like the stage
show?
Oh,
yeah. It's fantastic. Those guys have spared no expense. They have the lights. They have the big floating pigs and stuff flying around and stuff. Oh, yeah. It's a real Pink Floyd show. It's not some bullshit that they just stand up there and, flicker lights and sing the songs.
I saw the actual Pink Floyd in '94. Mm-hmm. At Cleveland Brown Stadium, the old stadium, obviously. I think it was right. It was the old stadium.
And Delicate Sound of Thunder tour.
And it was fantastic. I mean, I sat literally like 10th row or something like that from the stage, and like every other person around me was either high on something, literally something they were doing.
Right.
I was like a senior in high school, and I had like finals the next day. But I wasn't really that good in school, so I kind of was like, whatever.
Who cares?
I'll do all right, I guess.
Right.
I'll do well enough to pass.
Right.
So I go to the show, and it was fucking unbelievable. It really was.
Yeah. I went in 2010. Wardlaw.
I think it was Division Bell tour.
Okay, Division Bell, yeah. Our friend Matt Wardlaw calls me day of show and asked me if I wanted to go see Roger Waters.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yes, I'll go see Roger Waters. Dude, we were sitting... I think we were on the side of the stage, but we were so close that when they knocked the wall down, the bricks were falling like right at our feet. We could not have been 4 rows back. It was amazing, and what an
Was it
amazing
good?
show. Yeah, I mean,
Now, my only problem, because I wanted to see that show too, but that guy became so political on stage.
he's a dick.
I don't go to a show to see that. That's why I like Springsteen. But I don't want to sit through all the crap between the songs. Leave your political shit at home. I'm paying a lot of money to go see you play music. I want to hear the music.
Yeah, same here. I mean, Roger did not. To be fair to Roger, on that tour where he was doing The Wall in its entirety, there really wasn't a lot of preachiness. There was some bullshit
was
that he.
that?
2010.
All right. Well, I mean, I think when he was here later, he was here when Trump, I think, was in office. Wasn't he?
Yeah. Well,
and I think he was a dick during that one.
he was another TDS guy, though.
Yeah.
He's a total. He's a monumental dick from everything I understand. I mean, Pink Floyd's trying to sell their catalog for $1 billion with a B. $1 billion with a B. And they're and for some reason he's fighting them on that to get $1 billion for their catalog.
Man, I could sit and listen to their music all day and all night, man.
I love Pink Floyd, dude. I love them.
But I just only hear the garbage. Like young Pink Floyd, dude, was just the shit. I mean, they were just that good.
Like the metal era, like metal and Obscured by Clouds and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the stuff that, I mean, dude, that they could do with the instruments was just phenomenal. But because I like the musicianship of the band,
Sure.
and but I don't go to shows to see politics and crap.
Yeah, no.
I want to get lost in the music or at least see half naked chicks dancing. Something, give me something,
right?
Or lights and lasers. You know,
Yeah,
easily
dude,
abused.
I avoid the politics like the plague, and I don't even care if it's the politics that I believe in. Like somebody, Gunner, posted in here, Ted Nugent. I won't go see Ted again. Same reason. I don't want to hear him.
I don't want to hear any of that. Just give me the music. That's what I like.
You're a
That's what
guy
I'm
that
paying
sang
for.
about you sang about getting laid. Wang dang sweet poontang. So the last thing I'm looking to you for is your opinion on Joe Biden.
I want Ted Nugent on the radio show and the podcast, not on stage talking that shit when he's supposed to be singing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. But anyway.
All right, we're gonna call it a night.
All right, works for
I'm
me.
gonna go do some stuff, but before we get out of here, I want to do something real quick.
Okay.
Oh my god. Staples actually sells staples.
Worth it every time.
It's got a point.
I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you very much. A good show tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun. Just goofing off show.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody listening. Much appreciated.
Yep. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There's certain bands that are like that, like Ministry. Ministry dedicated like 3 albums where every song was like an anti-George Bush song. It's like, why?
I liked their music back in the day.
I did too.
The younger Seth liked their
Dude, one of
music.
my favorite times ever on, I think it was MMS, it might have been on 92, I don't remember which one, but it was the metal show, was I debated him,
Yeah.
Al Jorgensen, on the air, like a political debate. And he got so mad, he started throwing F-bombs and stuff on the show. He's like, because I was schooling him. I was absolutely ripping his head off. And he was like, you're just a fucking fuck, and just dropping F-bomb after F-bomb. And Matt kept telling him, you can't swear. And then finally Matt just hung up on him because he wouldn't stop. It was fantastic.
The good old days of rock music.
Yeah, fun times.
I'm going to go listen to some Taylor Swift and get ready for the Browns game.
There you go.
All right, have a good night. And we will talk to you, God willing, on Wednesday.
See ya.
Yeah.